You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Mistresses After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Mistresses After Show.
Come and get it. Mistress Monday is in full effect. Bing is for doing. We're doing the episode 11 entitled Full Disclosure of the Mistresses.
It was full disclosure.
Full disclosure. Telling the truth. I'm Jeffrey Masters.
I'm Naz Perez.
I'm Jessica Carroll.
And I'm Tess Nielsen.
All right, full disclosure. It was Karen's turn. Girl, speak your truth. We heard it loud and clear. What did you guys think would happen? Do you think she would have followed the advice of the lawyer? Did you think this was gonna happen?
We're talking about Karen.
Yes.
I thought, well, my prediction last week was that Sam and the mom were in it together. Clearly, Sam did stand up for his mom.
Right.
I mean, as a son should. But I did not think Karen was going to do that.
I didn't think so either. I didn't think she would have ruined her entire 15-year career, did they say this today? Just for the sake of it's like a moral dilemma.
Clear conscience. But isn't that like a testament to how it's almost more brave and courageous, and it takes such a certain type of person to do something like that.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? To admit you're wrong, because I feel like deep down, we're all human. We all know we're wrong. We all want a clear conscience.
Yeah.
But when your entire life and career is on the line, you think of I don't really look good in orange. I don't really want to go to jail ever. You know what I mean? I'm
Yes.
maybe I'll squeeze by this one,
Yeah, I know what you mean, and I don't know that I would have had the willpower to do that. I think I would have gone with the lie because my lawyer told me to. I would have gotten off because I didn't want to ruin my literally entire life, and I would have felt very guilty, but then I would have got past it after a couple weeks, to be very honest.
Yeah.
Wow. After a couple
and I
weeks?
think of myself as a good person.
So I'm basically never going to believe you ever again or trust you.
Like when I said you look nice today, I'm just...
Thanks.
Oh my God, what if you actually
kidding.
said
Ouch.
that?
I'm just going to
Oh
go
my
cry
God,
right
what
now.
What's interesting
Just
about
kidding, just
what
That
kidding.
went right to the heart.
Oh my God, we're kidding. Would you guys not agree? Would you have told the truth like that?
I don't know. I really admire Karen for coming clean, because if I was in her shoes, to be honest, I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have just never done any of it to begin with. But I do admire her for telling the truth and coming clean, because to live the rest of your life knowing that you're living a lie, but then giving up your career and your life, basically, those are just two big things. And I think what she did do was the right thing.
Yeah.
And I truly admire her, because lying should never be the answer.
Unless you're in court and your career's on the line.
Yeah. What about you, Tess?
Naz, I actually thought you were trying to make a point with her when you reiterated this is Karen, because she's like the queen of stupid, horrible mistakes. It's just throwing her life away. And so I feel like if you've gone this far, she should have really just gone with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't feel like this is this isn't going to be a redemption day for her. I think that was a bad move. But am I shocked? I don't think we can be shocked.
I like that you just said that. Yeah, because when I was watching it, I was like, you know what? Karen's making it so hard for me to like her right now.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And it's come on,
So do you like her now?
I don't know. I'm so torn, because what you guys are saying and what I realize, that it really does take a strong person to do that. And I kind of think, you know how you were I'd get over it in a couple of weeks? I don't know. I kind of just thought about that, and I feel like Karen would kind of get over it in a couple weeks, because if we all know the big picture, and
Right.
she's not really wrong. Mrs.
That's the
Gray's
thing, yeah.
wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
She really
her telling the
didn't tell
truth,
anybody.
yeah. So even her telling the truth and whatever, going to jail, it's that lady is wrong, and if she gets away with being wrong, then so be it. You know?
Yeah.
And that's why I think I would be more okay with keeping the lie, because it wasn't a lie that, like, it wasn't holding a gun to somebody's head and shooting them and, like, pleading.
Right.
It was, like, morphine to save the man that she said was the love of her life, to, like, take him out of the pain.
And that was interesting hearing it from her. You could tell that she actually, the reasoning behind giving him the morphine was her love, their love for each other. And I think that's, I don't know, just like seeing how passionate she was and how she really teared up.
So sexy.
I would never say Karen in the same sentence. But it was interesting just to see her come clean, and it really showed her love for the husband. So.
And I know that, Naz, you were saying you get annoyed by Karen. I don't know if sometimes I do too. This episode I think was a little bit less for me, but I think the actress who plays her, it does it so overly dramatic, like everything, whether it be, yes, I prescribed the morphine, or like, no, I do not want lemon with my water. It's like so dramatic. And I cannot get over it.
That's true. I never thought about that.
Yeah, like if someone knocks on her door, she's like, no, I don't want to buy any Girl Scout cookies. Slam. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like someone's just knocking on your
It's
door.
in constant
Karen.
state of panic for everything. And I'm like, "Ugh, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
I feel your
calm
pain.
down.
No, I completely agree. You know, I agree though.
Life is not that serious.
Yeah.
Just take a chill pill.
As a therapist should know.
Right. But I also thought it was cool that her partner, as they said, was willing to go in there and completely lie for her.
Yeah.
Oh, which is so hot. Can we
And he
please
is
take a
so
minute and talk
hot.
He
about
looks
how hot
like
Jacob
Ken.
is?
He's a living Ken doll.
He is such a Ken
Oh
doll.
my gosh,
Oh
he
my
is
god.
so hot.
I think it's the first time all three of you agreed on someone being hot.
That's true.
Woo! Yay!
He's mine. You guys
Jacob
have.
wins.
Oh,
Then-
you always loved Terry, and you always loved Dom. Jacob was always mine.
I'll stick with
Tall,
Dom.
dark, handsome. Okay, Jess, I'll share him with you.
Okay, we'll share. You still get Dom.
That's cool.
We're not fighting.
Moving
over it.
on.
We can battle it out later for you guys. Why was when they were Karen was saying like everything that happened truthfully, and they were panning to Jacob, he was like getting misty eyed and looked like he was gonna cry.
I know, because
like-
I don't think he's the liar. Like, I just don't think him lying. Oh, wait, Jacob?
Jacob.
Is that the
That's
partner?
The
The
therapist
partner.
The
Yeah.
hottie that you're in love with, that you're
So
about to.
I just think that he really is uncomfortable with lying, but he was willing to do it for Karen.
Right.
Or
Yes.
does he extremely respect Karen? We learned that they went to school together. He's been around this woman forever. She really is an incredible woman if you look at her resume.
Right.
She really does have a good, rapport. He's seeing her in this moment of like, wow, like Karen's this great person, that spoke at like a Hillary Clinton. Was it Hillary
Yeah,
Clinton?
girl. I don't
Yeah.
think so. Was
Was
it?
it?
She spoke at some
Yeah,
big
Hillary
things.
Clinton had like some event that she was like, or whatever. I'm not going off on a tangent. Anyways, you know what I mean? And that I feel like maybe he was like kind of sad. He either cares about her as a friend, maybe a little more, but I think maybe he was getting misty-eyed because he's seeing her in this vulnerable moment.
Oh, I didn't know if it was they were trying to be like, look how in love he is with her.
See,
and
that's-
he's hearing her
He's-
say that she was in love with another man. I don't know if they were trying to.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. Mind blown.
I think that it is, he truly loves Karen more than just a partner, and knows that in a way she's innocent and she does not deserve to get her life destroyed, because all of her intentions were because she loves this guy and she never intended to kill him. Like, she
No.
didn't actually kill him. It was to make him not suffer. And I just think that he knows that, and he loves her, and he doesn't want her life to be ruined for something that she didn't do.
Totally. Absolutely. I'm also a little bit I believe now that we can trust the lawyer.
Yeah.
However, I was a little weirded out that like Sam is here lying to Karen and then like about his mom and saying that he was her alibi, and yet he's the one who hired the lawyer. And I was like, can we trust her? I just didn't know.
weird.
Oh my
That's
god, I
right.
totally forgot about
Yeah.
that watching it.
So I was waiting for her to be like, haha, fooled you.
Yeah.
Joke's on you.
No,
Ugh.
because I think lawyers they respond to who signs their checks at the end of the day.
And it's Sam.
And Sam's
no,
on the
Sam
other side.
sent her to
Oh, I
Karen,
see.
but I
Oh.
think Karen technically would have. Do you
Okay.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was like, my dad hated fighting this lady in court. I know she's good. Which brings up Sam. Can we bring up Sam for a second?
Yeah.
Like he really. What was that all about? Like, oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I get that you're her, you're
Yeah.
your mom's son, but like, come on.
I know.
That
and-
was weak, and I just wish it was just If it was more like conniving of a storyline, he would have at least been like, yeah, that was the plan all along, instead of like, I was weak, she begged me. Like, really?
Yeah, she
That's
started crying
the
in a
best you could
cave.
do?
I saw that happening from last episode.
Well, that's a big problem I have with the show, is that every preview gives away very big plot points.
Yes.
And I don't know if, like, dramatically that's, like, them thinking that it'll tie us in more and, like, make us want to watch. Because for me, I'm just waiting for Sam to pop up as a liar. Because, duh, they told us it's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's so weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know. Like, we saw Joss being a lesbian. Like, why not make that a surprise?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
You know?
But we also saw it, like, now, and even in these previews, we've seen
Drama
for next week.
Yeah.
Drama. I know. So that's a little weird to me.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. But know what I'm not nervous about?
What?
When I watch Serial Buddies.
Oh.
My word,
Serial
such a funny
Buddies.
movie. Executive produced and by our co-creators,
Maria
Menounos and Kevin Undergaro. It is so funny. It's Dexter meets Dumb and Dumber, meets Hannibal Lecter, meets Modern Family.
Meets the best movie ever.
Yeah, set to the best song ever. It is so funny. All of us collectively peed our pants. We fill up water jugs for days. Send it to
And
Africa.
how can you not watch
dehydration.
something after Jess? Like, you just have so much credibility.
Oh my
I
word,
would
thank
buy
you.
a used vacuum. From
Oh
you.
my god! Oh my god! I'm selling them on Craigslist.
No
Just
one uses
kidding. Why would I sell my vacuum? It's my most prized possession.
Oh, I
I'm
vacuumed
not
today.
kidding.
It's so fun. I love vacuuming.
Okay, and
No,
the
we're
Serial
so
Buddies
old.
absolutely vacuum up to get rid of the crimes when they kill people.
Whoa.
It is so funny. You can find this movie at AFTERBUZZ. Nope, just kidding. Let's try again.
Serial
Roll
Buddies.
tape. SerialBuddies.com or iTunes. It's $4.99. And when you buy that, you have to support our state-of-the-art studios
This
in beautiful
wonderful
Los
studio.
Angeles. And most importantly, no commercials and no buffering. What can
Love
you ask
it.
for?
Right?
Who could ask for anything more?
Basically, the best $4.99. Okay, if I could talk, that's how excited I am that you should go out and buy it right now. $4.99. Come on.
Absolutely.
It's just great because you guys get to watch AfterBuzz, all the time. Not just our show, so many different shows.
Yeah.
Almost every single great show on TV, we provide for you guys for free. So definitely just check it out.
Yeah.
it
And on behalf of everybody, thank you ahead of time.
Yes.
Let us know how you like it. Okay, back to Mistresses. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about
Serial Buddies, I'm gonna
Mistresses,
say.
duh, all the juicy
Let's keep talking
stuff.
about it. Mistresses. What do we think happened to Lucy? The last scene, she's not at school. It has to be Paul, right?
It has to be Paul.
I think it's his woman behind his back.
Oh.
I don't think
Tess,
Paul
you
knows.
always have you should write
Plot
these.
twist.
We haven't
Yeah,
seen Miranda in a while.
We
You're right.
haven't.
Maybe she's jealous. Why don't you aren't paying attention to our kid? You're back there paying attention to your old kid. Goes both
Ooh.
ways.
I was thinking either it's obviously Paul on one end, and then the second end, I think maybe Richard took her because remember how he's like, don't listen to my advice, I feel bad, and then maybe he's like, I don't want her to tell her it's too soon, or I think it might, I don't know.
Oh, and
be
she was a
horrible.
little bit late to pick her up. Maybe
Yeah,
Richard
so maybe
was just
Richard
being
yeah,
nice.
and
and
he
he
was
just-
like, today's not the right day, or I made the wrong decision. I gave
Yeah.
the wrong advice.
That would be such an annoying kind of cliffhanger.
I
though,
know.
where
But I
Oh,
feel like the
he's
show would do
just
that
with
though. I
Richard.
feel like it could be
Yeah.
expected.
I don't know, because Paul was talking about leaving town, and I thought maybe he just dragged her with him.
But then we see in the prediction or the previews,
Paul's still there.
Yeah.
Paul's
so it's
there,
like,
and she's like,
there
"Where's
goes
Lucy?"
that. They really do give away too much.
I know.
don't like it.
So, but what do you guys think? Do you think Lucy deserves to know, or do you think that would just be scarred?
I think she 100% should know. I think if my father was dead and I didn't know, it's come on, we live in 2013 now. You have to know that your dad's alive.
I feel like the plot is leaning us towards the big reveal to her.
Yeah.
That your father's alive.
I think we all can agree on that. I mean, we all know, if that happened to you, you'd feel so betrayed. It doesn't, and no, you don't wait till she's 16 or 18.
Right.
No, then you've still lied to her for this many years.
And just as what Richard said, if I knew that my mom lied to me and waited until I was 18, I would. I couldn't even imagine. Richard's right that she would never be able to trust her mom again. Lucy and her mom and her dad's relationship would just be destroyed because she was lied to her entire life.
In the long run, it would just be.
And you
so
already
bad.
feel like that. Do you guys remember when you were 16 or 18? You already feel like your parents are kind of your enemies, So
Yeah.
what a way to make it worse and completely I'm going to school on the other side of the country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Your mom
It's
Run
massive
away.
lie.
lied to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a big thing. And I know we like kind of beat at this. We talked about it a lot last episode, but I thought it was really interesting that Richard then had that like opinion to say like you should tell her, and not just because it's the right thing to do, but because I think it'll eat you up inside.
Yeah.
If you do not get rid of this.
Yeah, he said it's not only is it the best thing for Lucy, and it may not be, but it's the best thing for you.
Yeah.
And that's when
Right.
I don't know, I'm really starting to like Richard more
Oh,
and
I
more.
love him. I
Wise,
love the
wise,
relationship.
I love it, but I'm just hoping. I don't know. Tess has got me in this like CSI crazy like mode, and like when she was like, "I don't know anything about your life," I was like, "Oh no, this guy's a serial killer."
Yeah.
But I know I'm a little dramatic. I'm being a Karen right now. But yeah, I mean, he said a little bit about it, so I'm hoping that Richard stays this way, and in the finale or in the next episode doesn't just go totally cray.
I hope not. I think the relationship is like one of the nicest on the show.
I
Super
think it's
cute.
so cute.
Super cute.
And even how they both are single parents now for each other, like a now, kind of like a mom replacement, dad replacement for their kids.
Yeah.
I think it's cute.
And when Maddie runs up to
I know,
April and
I'm
gives her
liking
that
That
big
was
hug.
really sweet.
yeah.
Totally.
And can you guys imagine if you ever had been in like, I mean, hopefully like few of us can say that, but like if you've ever been in a relationship like April has where she was so betrayed, and then to know that this awesome guy that you fell in love with, like, will the same thing happen to him and he can relate and he'll be gentle with your
Yes.
heart? I mean, how perfect, how much more
It's
perfect
almost
can
like
that
it was
be?
written for television. And space.
And I think
It was
their
like someone
chemistry is
produced
so
it.
nice together, though.
They do have good chemistry
know?
on screen. They do.
They have great chemistry, and they have such a funny, like, quirky, like, love thing that's going on that, like, I think just really works, and I believe.
Like they're both super nervous around
Yeah,
each other.
they're
And
both kind of awkward
butterflies.
people, but because they're awkward together, kind of, it
Totally.
works.
It's like that awkward single parent who doesn't know how to navigate dating while they have a small child and while the small children are like besties. And it's
Yeah.
like, I see that and I love that.
And even the two girls together are so cute.
Yeah.
We're gonna go on this ride twice, and this one.
They're
I
cute.
love Disneyland.
I know. And then the other relationship I love in the show is Jocelyn and Savannah. I know they had their conversation again this week. And
Yeah.
like,
They're getting closer.
I know, and I like that. I thought it was so interesting that they could bond over like cheating.
And yeah, like
nice.
two sisters from the same family, they're kind of in the same situation a little bit.
And they're just, I don't know if it's like their backstory since they are sisters and have known each other their entire lives, but just seeing them relate, like it's just it's a relationship on the show that I think we can connect to versus a relationship that people are cheating on each other. And we are like kind
Exactly.
of, or it makes us nervous.
Right.
It's definitely relatable and like, rated G.
Yeah,
And
I think-
even when Savvy's like, oh, you said the word relationship.
You're
and she's like,
growing
what is that
up.
about? And she's like,
Yeah.
no, you're growing up. It's like that. So many people can relate to that because, entering a relationship is super hard for some people.
Yeah,
that
totally.
older sister.
Right.
And I mean, Savvy is Joss's mom in a sense, so
Yeah.
I really like that moment.
And I think that relationship, and like we said, we love Richard and April because I think the viewers are just hungry for like healthy relationships on this show.
Yes.
Seriously.
And people actually looking out for each other and wanting the best for each other and not living a lie.
I loved how Joss when I loved how when Harry started asking Joss about the paternity, I love how she was so cool and she was so team Harry, but she was like, sister code, like that's so cool of her. Like as much as she wants them to get together, she wasn't going to betray, the trust
Right.
of her sister. And I love how steadfast she was in that. I think it's, what every sister
And
would
how
want.
honest. She was like, yeah, I have the envelope. I'm not going to open it. You should go ask for yourself. Yes, he has a great sexy accent. Baby blue eyes. You could work your charm.
Yeah.
And he does. He goes to try. Unfortunately, doesn't work out. But I love just how honest Joss was with him.
And her supporting her, Savvy in that way, but almost behind her back. Because obviously, I don't think Savvy wants to know that,
Right.
she doesn't want Harry to know that she
Right.
already has it. But Joss is so like, I need to say this right now. And she even says it in that line when she says to Harry, like, if you are the dad, you need to step it up now or you're
gonna
she's
lose.
gonna go to Dom.
Yeah.
So she really stepped in. She was like the superhero on that.
Yeah,
one.
and I don't know if she like is just like a master manipulator as her jobs and she's like a saleswoman, but she like sold that so nicely. It wasn't pushy, it wasn't like you need to do this and save the relationship,
Right.
but it was like really nice.
Yeah.
And we saw like a really lot of nice sides of Jocelyn, besides cheating.
Well, her naked side.
Oh, and I have to say, when she was talking to Harry, she looked gorgeous.
Oh, I loved her hair like that.
Oh, her hair, she was so gorgeous.
natural.
And obviously Harry looked really good. But yes, oh my gosh, the sex scene. I was craving that sex scene.
No, I really was too. I was like, thank God. I mean, I guess just because I'm spoiled with Sex in the City, or we all were, but like, I really thought there was going to be more sex on Mistresses.
That's because in the pilot there was like 9 sex scenes.
Right.
Remember?
But maybe it was
started
all
off with
9
sex.
angles of this one. Because honestly, like, do you guys, come on, like, Richard and April just need to go at it. Like, how great would that be?
Oh, that
They
would
did in the shop, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's
But
right.
we didn't
in the
see
bed. But just,
much.
like, go at it.
You want to see some more skin?
I want to see like when she like did the neck.
It's always going to be so limited on ABC.
I
We're
know.
always
I
going to
know.
be craving.
Is it
Sex in
limited,
the
though?
City.
Karen's having sex with a 12-year-old. Like, I don't know how much limited.
After having sex with his father.
Right. And then when Alex
Oh, gosh.
notices the bite mark from like 9 feet away, I was like, there's no way you know that's a bite mark.
I could. That,
Really? You think so?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, honey. Oh,
Well,
yes.
I mean, what else would be
I
on the
couldn't
back?
even
right?
tell it was a bite mark.
No, it doesn't even have to be a bite mark. It could be a bruise just from, like, rough
I don't care
housing.
what the hell it is. I know it's from somebody's mouth, and if it ain't mine, we got problems. You could spot that thing from across the room.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be in a relationship for like a year, and then is that a bite mark? I saw that.
It's
Right.
yours, I promise.
Were you guys, like, weirded out kind
Bite
of
you
right
there.
when Alex realized that it was a bite mark and then was like, no, I don't want to talk about this, and, like, put the blanket over her head? Like, Alex is almost so, I guess I did expect that from her, but I guess I wanted it to be like, what do you mean? You know, like, da-da-da. Like, I thought they would yell right there, but she's like, no. And then she comes back the next day, like, you know what? I do want to talk about it.
I didn't mind that because to me she was just processing it and trying to figure out. We had this talk about like hypothetical cheating. How am I now going to deal with it? Because like at that point in time, she did not want to talk about it or think about it clearly and set
Right.
rules. And then she's like, "Oh balls! Now I gotta."
Yeah.
Well, I guess just me. I can't just, like, turn over and go to bed knowing something. I guess
No.
I'm just not a rational person.
But also, I would never give someone, in a way, Joss kind of had permission to do that because they did talk about it openly, hypothetically. But, I mean, if someone came to me hypothetically and was like, would you mind if I had sex with another girl? I'd be like, no. Right?
Right.
I wouldn't even second guess it.
Yeah. I mean, Joss definitely was in the wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It was a very I kind of loved their conversation though because they were able to talk about it before it happened and then after, and I thought that's like such a healthy kind of like modern way, is like just like talking out cheating versus I think like I feel like an older view of it is like a little more black and white. Like you cheated, great, we're breaking up.
Yeah.
Like, get out the house.
Yeah, and now it's like, okay, do we still love each other? Why did you do it? Who
Right.
was it with? And like,
But
they're
is
thinking
it
about
because
it.
she's a new, like, one of my favorite lines in this episode is when Joss compares being lesbian to kind of like being vegan. And so
Right.
she's like
Yeah.
kind of getting used to this. So do
you want
I
that
feel like
hot
that
dog?
was because they don't even really know what they are yet.
Yeah.
So you can't be like, you cheated because they don't even really
Yeah.
know if it's cheating.
I
You know?
agree. And I just thought it was like a fascinating thing that I've never seen on TV, especially two women talking about cheating together so openly, being in a relationship, and versus like cheating with a guy.
That's
Yeah,
what
that's
I mean.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked that. It was real.
Yeah, and yeah, it's like I've never seen that on TV.
I've never. But I also, the fact that Savvy came clean about always having feelings with Dominic.
Oh yeah.
I loved that. But I think that after Savvy openly admitted that she has had feelings for Dom and obviously is still in love with Harry, I think now part of me thinks that Joss might realize that she actually does have feelings for her boss.
Because of what Savvy's saying.
Because of what Savvy's saying.
And she's
She might
saying,
say,
why
like, okay,
fight it?
Why fight this? Because in a way, because at first she couldn't have him, and now she has Alex, I think she's going to start realizing that she has feelings for both.
Oh,
She
that's
might, and she
interesting.
might. Well, she's always been one to want to sleep with her boss, you know? So I
Yeah.
think, in a way, I like what you're saying because in my head, I thought of it as like a checklist in Joss's head. Like, she's like, bang, bang, bang. All right, good. Like, got that out of my system. But I like that you brought that up because her and Savvy's relationship has been getting really close, like we previously
Yeah.
mentioned. So maybe you're right because in a way, that was like a lesson to everyone when Savvy's like, why fight this? Like, when I thought of that, I was like, ooh, like, I started thinking of points in my
Right.
life or anyone's life where you would think, like, why should I fight this? You only live
Yeah.
once,
I don't know why Olivier's suddenly so into Joss.
Yeah,
You know?
She's unavailable.
But it's almost like a switch was flicked. It wasn't kind of like, oh, I kind of like this girl. It was like, I gotta bet her.
Well, I mean, but don't all guys, sorry, don't all guys get more interested in a girl who's not kind of throwing themselves at him? She was throwing herself at him before, and then as soon as she was with somebody, she wasn't paying him so much attention. Like, she was more, she wasn't such a low-hanging fruit. I mean, that can't be separated from him starting to be interested in her, I don't think.
Or lesbians could be his thing.
I also keep going back to that scene where Olivier was in the elevator with Alex, and
Yes.
he kind of was intrigued by her and interested in her, and it really made Joss
Maybe it is a threesome
jealous.
thing.
And I think, honestly, because Alex has Joss, he's now trying to wreck their relationship.
Wow.
I don't see him as being. I hope it's the threesome thing.
Maybe it is a threesome thing, but I just think it has to do something with Alex.
I hope he's not trying to just destroy them. I hope he's trying to get in on it.
But I think also we might, like girls do a lot, get way too ahead of themselves, and this could just be a sexual thing.
Yeah.
Her boss could completely not even have interest in Joss, but it might be like, remember when she came up with those 3 plans for his friends that were in
Right.
town?
Yeah.
Like Joss is just so free spirited and fun, and she knows, all the ends, and she's kind of kinky, but she's cool, and she just goes with the flow, and it's like dream girl for a guy,
Yeah.
just a girl that's like gonna have fun right now.
And maybe it's just like sped up fast because it is like a show and like the season's gonna end, but it just seems like he's on the prowl.
Yeah,
like,
I see what you're
hardcore.
saying. That
Yeah.
it was kind of like an abrupt
Yeah.
change. Like he really didn't even look at her, and now he's like, I want to have
Yeah.
sex with you.
And for somebody who seems so like hoity-toity and like classy and elegant to then be like, oh no, like we're gonna have sex. I was like, whoa, okay. Nightcap, I know what that means.
Is it because he has a pinky ring that you think he's so classy?
I think that was it.
Pinky ring.
That was haunting.
I know. Ugh, I'll never erase that from my mind.
Oh.
You know what? I know that
Philippines.
I know that they cannot like do anything about this. But at the beginning of the season, Savannah had just had her baby. She's like working off her baby weight. And then she's been losing weight throughout the season. But storyline wise, she's having a baby, so she
Right.
should be gaining it.
Which is funny you bring that up because my roommate watches this show, and so I like to pick her brain since we obviously do this.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it's just like a random person, and she noted that, and so I think it's like interesting because this is like the skinniest episode I've seen like Alyssa Milano
she
in.
looks amazing.
She does.
In that first episode, I remember thinking, "Oh wow, she's filled out and she still looks great. Good for her." And now
Right.
I'm like, "Oh, she's skinny."
Yeah, the pregnant woman is skinny.
And
Yeah,
she
like,
went.
what
She
are
went
you
for a
eating?
Dom treated her to like a prenatal massage,
Oh,
right? What was
yeah.
the like? She doesn't have a belly yet. What was?
Ooh,
what
yeah,
was-
that was kind of weird. It was
that
a
wasn't
little
anything.
jarring.
I don't know what. Maybe
how
those
many months
start
is-
at like a couple weeks.
How many months is Savvy?
Is she 3?
I don't know. It's hard to tell because it's like a show.
I think they're keeping it a secret because they don't know like what they want it to be.
Right.
Yeah.
She should be showing by now.
Yeah,
Nice.
she should
Just
also
because
be.
we've been talking about it so much.
Yeah, she should also be finding out the paternity on her own. It would make her life so much easier.
All of their lives.
She doesn't
Yes.
want to though, you guys.
But she was saying she's falling for Dom because it's like easy and he's there and giving her attention, which she like admits to liking. Here, Harry would give her that same exact
if
attention.
he knew
Yeah.
it was his
But
child.
just for the kid.
What do you mean?
Remember, she said she doesn't want Harry to come home for a kid. She wants
Oh.
Harry to come home for like her, you know.
Oh, and Dom's doing it.
She
And
needs to get
Dom's-
over that.
But it's like Savvy also needs to get over the fact that it's like, yeah, don't fight your feelings for Dom, but of course it's fun in the beginning for Dom. Like you and Harry have so much baggage. Like it's not like that newfound like fun.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like sending off to New York. Like I'm sure Harry was like that in the beginning too.
Yeah, I just think that like for the sake of your child, you need to have, if it is Harry's, you need to have the discussion with Harry. What I don't know what my emotions are saying. I think this is Savannah talking to Harry. I'll put my hands down. Do not worry, viewers.
Harry.
I think that if it is Harry, she needs to have the conversation with him saying, I don't want you to come back because of this, but can we make it work? And do I want you to come back?
right.
I worry that as a viewer, she's making this very selfish decision, and we are slowly but surely caring less about her because it's such a major decision.
Yeah. And also, she
Wow.
knows
It's very profound.
that Harry fell in love with her.
Yes.
For I don't know how, I forget how many years they were married, but X amount of years, he cared for her and loved her without a child.
Right.
So yeah, he might come back for the child, but I think it's not coming back for the child. It's he doesn't want to be married to a woman who is having another guy's baby.
I love this right now because you guys completely just like kind of swayed my opinion on Savvy.
Oh, good.
Because no, you really did, because what you said is so true. And what you said is so true. It's like she really isn't putting herself in Harry's shoes. She's like, Harry won't forgive me. It's like, you cheated, homegirl.
Yeah.
You cheated.
Right.
No offense. He's not going to raise a kid that's not his. That's not abnormal.
Yeah.
He's going crazy. He's like, you could have a child growing inside of you who's not mine. Like, why would I come and help you and buy a crib and do all this stuff?
Yeah, build a crib for a kid that's not his.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's more like, obviously she screwed up, and you know, hey, if it does end up being my kid, I can forgive you. You know, and if not, I don't think I can forgive you. I'm going to be reminded of this every day.
But after 9 months of manifesting emotions and like hatred or like love towards Savannah, because they don't know whose baby it is, they both will not be standing outside in the waiting room saying, is it ours? It is ours. Nobody will be there.
Exactly. She's going to do it by herself.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe Dom, after 9 months, will have moved on. I mean, he has no reason to stay attached to her.
And what if they do end up cultivating a relationship and it's not his baby?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, you're so right. And I'm like so mad at myself for like not even, you know, like I'm just like watching, not even thinking about this.
Needs to.
And it's so unfair to the baby.
Yes.
Because the baby's not, you know what I mean? Whoever it's, you know, his or her father isn't really going to be loving it at that moment when it's born.
Yeah.
You know, think of pictures. Think of, what are you going to Instagram?
A lot of mind games.
No, oh my God. I'm really mad at Savvy right now. Savvy is the new Karen.
Season
Karen, move over.
Season 2 finale, guys. I can see Harry and Dom both outside of, like, both behind the glass.
Season
the
2
incubators.
finale.
Yeah, season 2 finale, because she hasn't popped the kid out yet, right? Season 2 finale, they're both, God, I hope it doesn't last that long, the pregnancy.
I hope not.
Oh my God.
No, I hope we find out this finale.
I hope we find out before. My word.
Oh, I can't wait another season.
I don't know. Speaking of, though, they did extend the contract throughout September. That like timeline's drawing to an end, but we still have not heard any word on whether or not it has been renewed.
We have not.
So fingers crossed. We don't know anything.
Do you guys
hope
think
so.
it's going to be?
You know what? Ever since The Bachelorette ended 2 weeks ago, the viewers have been slowly declining.
That was a bad move on ABC, I think.
And I don't think it looks
Thank
good.
you guys for coming back.
Yeah, right. I don't think it looks good that they've now moved the time to 9 o'clock, like so late in the season. You don't do that
I
for
know,
something.
because people, have their schedules to watch.
Yeah. I don't want to say desperate. They're desperate for viewers, but they're trying to get viewers any way they can.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get new viewers, and, you know, all the faithful viewers are going to be, you know,
tuning in earlier.
yeah, still clicking on their DVR and still following the Twitter and going to find out, you know, what time it's on now. So
Right.
keep coming back Mondays at 9.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
just feel like they almost like kind of tabled it. And I'm like, okay, ABC doesn't care about it. So it's like, why should I care? Even though I really do care, but I feel like that's the message that they're kind of sending with that.
And they're now kind of like last ditch efforting, being like, oh, let's move it a little earlier. Let's see, like, sure.
Yeah, maybe that'll help.
I don't know. Let's segue to predictions, guys.
Let's do it.
Okay, I will begin.
You
Your
begin.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Take it away.
Okay, abracadabra. I predict that Simon. Oh, there's not a Simon.
Simon Cowell.
Sam?
Harry. I predict that I'll get the character
Simon
names
and Harry,
right
that's close.
next episode.
Okay.
Besides that, I predict that Harry will find out the paternity on his own. And if it's not a prediction, it's something I would like to see happen.
Yeah.
To speed things up, please. What about you, Naz?
I'm gonna do my prediction in the whole Karen situation.
Great.
I feel like her telling the truth, I'm kind of like, whoa, like she's gonna get in so much trouble for this. Like this is the end of Karen. But I think that they're kind of gonna surprise us and give us this twist. And Dom's involved, and you know the whole Savvy's friends with her. Do you know what I mean? And you know how Dom is really liking Savvy right now and cares about Savvy.
right.
So I feel like this is gonna work in Karen's favor. In other
You
words,
think
is what
Dom
I'm saying.
might have an influence for Karen
Yes.
because of Savvy?
Yes, I think Dom's gonna have an influence, and I think Karen's not gonna walk away, but I don't think it's the end of Karen's career.
I could see that.
I could see that too.
I think if not, then it becomes a show about this woman who like killed her love of her life and then has to restart her life.
Right.
That's not Mistresses.
Threw her life away.
I like that.
I'm going to talk about my girl crush, Joss. I think that she is after hearing her sister admit that she is not going to hide her feelings towards two men, I think she's going to say, you know what? I love this woman, but I also have feelings for my boss all of a sudden. And what do I do now?
Or she's going to go with both.
That's what I mean. I think she's like going to admit, like, okay, I don't know what I am. I don't know if I'm a lesbian or if I'm straight because I'm in love with two people with different sexes.
I like that.
And then that's when Tess comes in with a threesome.
I really hope there's gonna be a threesome for all
With
parties'
Dom.
sake.
You wish there was a threesome. With Dom,
Yeah.
don't you?
Dom would be like an oddball to throw in there. I actually think if they don't have a threesome, maybe that's a little too risque for ABC at 9 o'clock. I actually kind of think, as big of a supporter as I was for Joss and Olivier hooking up in the first place, I actually kind of think that Joss is gonna regret it, and I think she's gonna realize she's not all that into him when she has to see him like every day, and I think she's gonna really regret it and want to fix things with Alex
and go back to Alex.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they do work that out. And I guess we will find out. Only a few episodes left.
We will.
Thank you for joining us, guys. You can find me on Twitter at JeffMasters1.
You can find me on Twitter at Naz Perez.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JessXOXOCarroll.
Twitter and Instagram at IamMissTess_after the I.
And there's a really big fly flying around.
And the 5 of us, including the fly, will be back next week. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bye. See you later.
Alligator.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.